subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications. The one-stop destination for all WWE and AEW. Seanzviewent Entertainment.
And welcome to your reigning source, your home of the undisputed WWE news and rumors, speculation, gossip, and hearsay, where we definitely rev it up and we ramp it up and we amp it up to all-time levels and new lengths right here, because this is your reigning home for everything WWE, all under one roof, and we appreciate each and every one of you, because here on this show we stay the course. Now, over the last several days, I promised you that there would be a lot of rumors, a lot of news, a lot of headlines, a lot of breaking news, and that is the anticipation and that is the expectation. Remember to become a channel member today. Remember to become a part of the brash and the brazen, and remember to always know that here on Seanzviewent, your opinion is the only view that matters on this here very website. Now, with that, we're going to get right in. Without wasting any of your precious, valuable time, we're going to get right in to the news, the headlines, and everything that you've come to anticipate and expect. Because, quite frankly, the WWE is considering a big change for the Hall of Fame ceremony. It's a massive change coming to the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean for the projection? What does this mean for the planning? What does this mean for the strategizing? What does this mean for the Hall of Fame on the night, the time, the day, the week, the month? What is going to happen? We already know that two massive names in the WWE Hall of Fame, Michelle McCool and the Game, Triple H, is in the Hall of Fame already. Now, I don't know how true this is. I don't know how real this is. But we're hearing rumors and speculation that one of the greatest talkers of all time, one of the greatest minds, one of the greatest managers of all time, in a day and era where managers are a lost art form, ladies and gentlemen, to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, there's been a lot of rumors going on about James E. Cornette, Jim Cornette, entering the WWE Hall of Fame. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this would be huge. This would be vital. This would be monumental if Jim Cornette could enter the halls of the Hall of Fame. Something that no one ever thought could happen or would happen. But if there's anybody that is deserving, if there is anybody that could amplify this, if there's anybody that has not only deserved it, but earned the WWE Hall of Fame. Not that Jim Cornette needs to be put in it to solidify himself as one of the greatest of all times. He already knows it. Not only was he famous and good, and not only was he passionate behind the mic, not only did he manage some of the greatest stars, but also some of the greatest champions of all time did Jim Cornette. But it didn't stop there for Jim Cornette once he retired and once, he went off into the sunset. Oh, no, it didn't end there. Because this man, Jim Cornette, has been in multiple federations. He's been in multiple wrestling companies. He's been in multiple wrestling promotions all across the United States. And Jim Cornette, ladies and gentlemen, knows how to raise the stakes. He could take something that might have been looking like it was meaningless and make it so very important, make it so intricate. And that is why, in my opinion, Jim Cornette is deserving of these accolades that would definitely be deserving. And if there's anybody, if you're going to look up Hall of Fame in the dictionary, you're likely to see Jim Cornette's name next to it. Make no mistake about it. Do you think that Jim Cornette deserves the accolades, the attention of the WWE Hall of Fame? And again, not only has Jim Cornette been influential, not only has he been important, not only has he been an intricate part of WWE and professional wrestling as a whole, this man has made it also successful outside of professional wrestling while still talking about professional wrestling. All this hype about Jim Cornette, it is all right. It is all fine, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want it to be misunderstood. Now, there might have been some times that I didn't wholeheartedly agree with everything Jim Cornette has to say, but I don't hate Jim Cornette. Not like the hate that Jim Cornette and Vince Russo have for each other. That, by God, if Bret Hart and WWE could smooth things over, if Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels could smooth things over, and that thing was very heated, that was very pivotal, that was very rival. I just hope one day, before it's all said and done and all the smoke is cleared, that Jim Cornette and Vince Russo can get on the same page once again. But that might be a dream. Some might say that is not a dream, but that is more of a nightmare. But can you imagine the pay-per-view buys? Can you imagine the kind of backing? Can you imagine the kind of interest Vince Russo, Jim Cornette could evoke? I mean, put that thing on it used to be the WWE Network, but Vince Russo and Jim Cornette, man, to think that these guys used to be in the same company on more than one occasion. They used to be on the same team on more than one occasion, ladies and gentlemen. They used to have to write on the same damn pages, whether it was WWE, whether it was TNA. Jim Cornette and Vince Russo, when push came to shove, got the job done. Now, there might be a lot of people that say that Jim Cornette will never like Vince Russo because of what he turned the professional wrestling business into. There may be a lot to be said about that. But there also has to be realism behind the fact that Vince Russo took the WWE to catapults, to heights and levels the WWE has yet to see still for the ratings department of it, ladies and gentlemen. And that needs to be understood. But ladies and gentlemen, that certainly is not all, because here on the Brash and the Brazen, we are also receiving word that WWE's women, the females, the girls in the WWE right now aren't happy with Triple H's booking. Well, I would ask, what booking? It's match after match, rematch, 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 rematch. What kind of booking are we getting here? Last year, yes, there was some booking. There was some promise. There was some promotion. There was some storylines. There was some angles. There was some drama. Listen, it can't just be about match after match after match, because anybody can book a match. Anybody can book a wrestling match. When you want to have the 30, 45-minute matches, don't put that on Raw and Smackdown. Matches should be about 10 to 15 minutes each on Raw and Smackdown. That's why we have the PLEs, the premium live events, or the pay-per-views, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to refer to it as, okay? Here's the bottom line. PLE should be reserved for the 5-star caliber matches. We shouldn't be getting no 5-star matches on Raw and SmackDown, and if we do, it should be on rare occasions. During the Attitude Era, did you see 30, 45-minute matches? Did you see a match go through a commercial? Very rarely, okay? Very rarely. It was about the predicament. It was about the storyline. It was about leaving you on the edge of your seat. It was about pivotal moment. It was about making magic. It was about creating memories that would last a lifetime. That is exactly what the Attitude Era and Vince Russo did behind the scenes. So I don't know what the only thing I could see the woman being mad at about booking is they weren't booked on the card, or they weren't booked in a favorable match, or they weren't booked in a favorable position. So as far as the woman's concerned, I really don't know about that. But what I do know about is this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring this to the forefront. I'm going to bring this to your attention right now. There is still a lot to be said, because the viewership for the debut episode of WWE LFG has come out. According to those in the know, the premiere of WWE LFG drew 160,000 viewers with a 0.05 rating. On the same night, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker and WWE Rivals drew the highest number of the night, to still show that Stone Cold Steve Austin still draws in 2025. The viewership for this week's episode of Raw on Netflix. This week's episode of Raw drew an average of 2.8 million viewers, totaling 6.1 million hours watched, a 9.68% drop from last week's 3.1 million viewers. Despite the decline, the show ranked in the top 10 in the 7 countries, including the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Over the 6 weeks, Raw has averaged 3.8 million viewers per week. The main event of the show featured Seth Rollins defeating Finn Balor in a Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Finn Balor continues to get buried, continues to look meaningless, continues to look like a jobber in a joke, and that is not where Finn Balor should be. That is not where he deserves to be, and that, in my opinion, is a very, very sad state of affairs. But who am I to say anything? Speaking of Monday Night Raw and Netflix, the rage, the madness continues. Raw, now we're hearing people saying Raw should move to another network, a new destination, a new channel. Or maybe a channel that the WWE has been used to, that the WWE has been on in the past. And we're talking about where Smackdown's blue brand used to be on Fox, F-O-X, where the NFL is, where NASCAR is. The home of sports is Fox. Well, some say that Monday Night Raw should move to Fox. And if they ain't going to move off Netflix completely, maybe it can be simulcast to Fox, because we all know that Fox has a little bit to do with the USA Network. Just a little, just a tad. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, he is the former United States champion of this world. Logan Paul has been banned from Egypt. What does that mean for his future? Well, if the WWE ever goes to Egypt, I guess he won't be in there. Tony Khan allegedly ghosted Shane McMahon after their private meeting many months ago. And I guess that's why nothing ever materialized out of that. Sonya Deville was negotiating a new WWE deal before she was told that she was done and released from the company. Charlotte Flair names WWE's next big superstar. Anthony Henry and JD Drake sidelined with injuries. Chelsea Green receives a push for a TNA crossover appearance. Would you want to see that? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Britt Baker trashes McDonald's Shamrock Shake after finally trying it. In my opinion, that shake sucks. It's awful. It's horrible. And I am Irish. I bleed the green. But boy, does that shake suck. Drew McIntyre trolls Cody Rhodes over a year-long streak in brutal Twitter post. Becky Lynch's best-selling book returning with a fresh copy amid WWE hiatus. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Huge update. Hacksaw Jim Duggan signs a WWE Legends deal. Ladies and gentlemen, that is huge for the career and the life of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! Ladies and gentlemen, this is your hourly source for the hottest, the latest, and most in-depth. Remember to click that bell, subscribe. More to come. If it weren't for you, there would be no Seanzview. Stay true to this very show. Later.